Is money a good or a bad thing? So many people have different opinions about whether money is evil or whether money is a good thing. And really, the opinions are so vast that it's easy to get confused. The truth is there is only one truth, and that is your truth. And until you know what your truth is around money, you could well be left disempowered by money or empowered by it. So in today's video, I'm going to enable you to find out for yourself what you think, what you actually find money to be. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? If you want to find out what it is for you, then stay tuned. I am Dan Warburton, a transformational coach who's known for having enabled thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners to succeed in extraordinary ways. I've also got web spaces full of testimonials backing this up, and I'm often invited to speak to audiences of thousands around the world about what transformation makes possible. I now get to live an extraordinary lifestyle, and I want you to be able to experience the same. You often hear the statement, money is the root of all evil. Is it? If you were to find somebody on the street that didn't have enough food, didn't have enough water, and they were in that situation because they didn't have money, and you took the money in your pocket and you walked into a shop and you bought some healthy food and some nice bottled water and you gave it to that person on the street, would that be evil? Would that be bad? Yet, so many people still think that money is evil. Is it not a kind and generous thing to do that for somebody in need with the money that you have? You make up your own mind. On the other hand, money can be used to just be given to someone on the street, and they may use that money to go and possibly buy alcohol or drugs with it. Is you doing that and giving that money to that human being good or evil? For some people, you might be thinking it's an evil thing, it's a bad thing, because you've given them money to feed their addiction, and you've also taken away from them the opportunity to become responsible and to go and earn their own money. And if we keep giving homeless people money, then they'll just keep relying on this cycle and never find their own way. For some of you might be thinking, it's generous, it's kind, it's compassionate. It's up to them what they choose to do with the money. All that matters is the intent behind the action. At this point, I'd like you to open yourself up to karma. The rule of karma, that with every action that we take, there is a reaction. And that there's no way that we can escape karma. That karma is a rule in the universe as steadfast and as real as gravity. That if I was to pick up a rock and let it go, the rock will fall. There is the same truthfulness in the law of karma. That if I was to, for instance, go out and shout at people and belittle people and make fun of them and torment people and punch and hurt people, that quite quickly I'm going to begin experiencing like repercussions, or should we say energetic feedback from the universe, from the people that I'd hurt, that I probably wouldn't enjoy or wouldn't like. At the same time, if I went out in the world and if I was kind, generous, thoughtful and loving towards other human beings, then over time I would likely begin to experience the world, the universe and others giving me energetic feedback that would probably feel quite good. Likely it would feel quite good, and I would likely begin to be treated and loved by someone in return in similar ways. So now that you've got a little bit more understanding of the simplicity of karma, that's all it is, that with every action there is a reaction, that money is the same. That money is actually completely empty of meaning. Now, I want you to make up your own mind on this, because if I tell you what I think money is and isn't, it's not going to be effective. You need to go through a journey yourself to discover what money is. Money is actually empty of meaning. It's up to the individual that has the money and uses the money to give it its meaning. If you see money as the root of all evil, then you will quite likely push money away. And if you've been pushing money away, then I would say you are in either of two circumstances. You're either very, very broke and struggling financially and trying to convince yourself and the world of a more enlightened, spiritual, heart-centered, loving way of being that you seem to believe is beyond money, because money is evil when it's not aligned with you, and then it causes you to be broke. Or you're in a job or in a position where you earn the bare minimum, doing something you don't really enjoy, and all you can see going forwards into your future is this constant loop of never having much money whilst being stuck in a job like that you don't enjoy. Am I right that you're in either of those? Maybe. I don't know. I'll let you reflect upon yourself and be honest with yourself. Alternatively, if you're somebody that sees money as a great thing and a wonderful thing, then you generally have a real lightness and ease and excitement around money. And you're actually very happy to make bold proposals, big requests of people, and to make offers that you get paid a certain amount of money for offering your services, and you can do that confidently. And you may be at the stage that you're struggling, but you're really going for it and you're absolutely committed to becoming financially free and really earning good money. Or you've actually hit a point where you're financially wealthy, you've got lots of money coming in, and you really enjoy the money. But maybe you've still got something missing. Maybe you're still not fulfilled because your life has become too much about money, because your love of money or you seeing money as a good thing isn't so much that you're seeing it as a good thing, you're seeing it more as a way that you can get more for you and yourself, rather than seeing money as something that can be used to serve humanity and to make humanity a better world. There are just a few scenarios that will give you an idea of where to stand in each one and to ask, am I that? Is that where I am? Am I not? And that's going to enable you to give you new points of views and new insights. I know what you're thinking now. Do I think that money is a good or a bad thing? So I'm going to give you my personal opinion on it, and it's entirely up to you as to whether you accept it or not. For me, money is an absolutely wonderful thing. I've actually studied the origins of money in depth. How initially, approximately 300 years ago, we began bartering. So even longer than that, 400 years ago, we would begin bartering. So I'll give you a chicken if you give me a punnet of carrots. And we would start bartering. And then in the end, there was methods of marking like a kind of totem pole where everybody would meet and everybody would mark the notches that they've got by their name, and that everybody would start off with a certain number of notches that they handed for somebody for goods, and each time they would put notches on it. Then they became stones, where you put markings on stones to show a value of exchange for something. And then bit by bit, then mankind discovered gold and silver. Then it was a weight of gold or silver that was exchanged for something else. And then after that, what happened was the receipts that proved that I have this gold and silver in my bank or in my safe in my bank, I would then just say, well, why don't you just take this receipt and it just shows where your silver is, and I put a marking on this of how much this is for you. And so what happened was people then didn't exchange money for goods, they just started exchanging the receipts that proved where the money was. And then in the 1970s, not quite sure the date, but then in America they separated gold and silver from money. So in the end, that was like the the creating of the law of ability to print money. And so money ever since has just been printed and printed and printed and printed, and it really has nothing to do with a exchange of a solid object. It's just like a numeric declaration and an agreement of the value of something that's basically adhered to and practiced by the masses. And so now that everybody's just exchanging these receipts and the governments are just printing money, is money a good thing or a bad thing? I would say that the printing of money of that based on the opinion and outlook of one human being or a handful of human beings or elites that we don't know who they are, that are purely controlling or puppeteering our governments, they, from where I stand, they're using it very much to their own advantage. They print money as and when they want it. They instill greed and desperation in people so that then they can manipulate people into being slaves to money and to the monetary system, so that then we can ever keep the wheels of the system rolling and moving so they can become ever more profitable. So I would say that the actual creation of money does not come from a good place. It's actually an unhealthy, bad place. However, that's the truth of it and that's the way it is, but you don't need to be a slave to that. I personally, I take money, and the money that I have, I practice being grateful for it every day. And I feel that money can literally, through seeing it as a wonderful thing, as a great thing, it can literally be washed clean of its originating meanings and intentions. And you can use that money for creating really, really great things and great opportunities for people in the world. So that's my take on money, and that's how I choose to view money. And I personally, I love money. I really enjoy money. I think it's a wonderful thing. And that's maybe only because I give it that meaning, because I give it that kind of energy of describing it. And so with that, I experience nothing but enjoyment with money. I earn really good money. I get to live an extraordinary, healthy, free lifestyle where I get to wake up when I want, go to bed when I want, and because I've set the parameters of only earning money in ways that I do what I love, by doing what I love, then as I do what I love, I'm just earning even more money. So is money a good or a bad thing? I'll let you decide. See you in a future video, and remember, if you're truly committed to succeed, then hit that subscribe button.